Good morning, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and welcome. This is our Get Started call. Let me ask very quickly, how long have you been with us? If you could put it in the question panel. One, how long have you been with us? And also, if you can, what are you looking for? What is it that you came to Listings to Leads for? While you're putting that in the chat panel, and I appreciate that way I can make sure and answer your questions properly, I do want to give you a little bit of high level of what we're up to. And what we're doing is we're a real estate advertising platform. We're designed to automate your marketing. If you have listings, we have great tools that will automate your listing marketing, but also capture leads with that, right? You can get buyer leads and seller leads with your listings. If you don't have listings, you could borrow listings and get buyer leads or seller leads. But we also have unlimited landing pages for what is your homework, for FSBOs, for expireds. You can create custom landing pages for buyers or sellers. And there are homes for empty nesters, or a landing page for empty nesters, growing families. So there's lots of ways of using landing pages to capture leads as well. And then we have 80 PDF guides branded to you on every page. They're all like 5 or 6 pages long. Half of them are for home buyers and half of them are for home sellers. And we even have a client review website, and even that can capture leads. So I'm going to take us in a minute, but I want you to think about this. All those tools that I just mentioned, you can share them for free on social media. You can run ads on Facebook and Instagram, or you can run ads on Google, and those ads cost money. You'll be paying this company. There are print tools you can use. You can print on your own printer and get those out for free. Or you can use our printer or any printer that you want to get these tools out, for all those tools I just listed. And then there are e-flyers. So if you've got a lot of leads sitting in your CRM and you can copy and paste an e-flyer, you can blast out and convert those leads, help convert those leads, get more engagement from your leads. So that's at a high level what we're up to. There's a lot to the system. I think a lot of people sign up and they heard one thing and that's why they signed up, or they heard a colleague say, oh yeah, this is great. And then they get into the system and they're like, oh my God, this thing is huge. And it is huge. Scott and I have been doing this for 14 years. We design it so that you stay with us, right? And so there should be tools for you, whether you have listings and whether you don't have listings, right? And so here are some of the resources to help you unpack everything we have. One is leadgenwebinars.com. You'll start to realize that I'm going to send a link to this to everybody right now. I recommend that you save this if you have time to join me at 11 o'clock on Mondays and on Thursdays, because I do this class, which is Get Started. I do Facebook and Google. I do a class for lenders, and I do top tools for more listings. And I just do these every week. Join us on leadgenwebinars.com. But every class that we do, including this one, I record. And Scott does some other classes as well, and he records his, and they're all sitting right here on this page, which is our YouTube channel. So I'm going to send this to everybody as well. And that should be flashing in your little GoToMeeting chat panel, and talk about this page because it's actually, I think, one of the most valuable things we have to help you. And then we have our mastermind group. And this is an online group on Facebook, and it's private. So if you're not in it, you have to ask our support team to get in it, right? And then they'll give you a link and get everything going. We'll come back to this in a moment, but I want to make sure that we check in. So I asked everybody, how long have you been with us? Kara says she's been with CB for 8 years. Okay, so you're moving. So that's good. Kara's moving. We're really awesome to help you develop new farm markets and build a business. And I'll give you a great example. And Jared's been with us for 2 weeks. Terry just signed up. Cool. So then you're good. You're on the right class. And Sylvia is looking to have social media marketing simplified and on the go. Okay, got it. Cool. And connected to KV Core. Yeah. Okay, cool. We do all that. Cool. Thanks everybody for giving me where you are. Oh, and Rob's got a team of 5 agents. So we do have team accounts, but you can start off as an agent account as well. Oh yeah, Jared, you heard from Dustin Fox. How did you hear about Dustin? Yeah, I know Dustin. Yeah. So we're in the mastermind group, and Jared here just signed up because he heard about us from a young man named Dustin Fox. So let's start there in the mastermind group. I learned about Dustin, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. What I do is I set up the kind of the national partnerships, and I set up the brokerage accounts and the team accounts. Agents can sign up every day of the week, which they do, for $60 a month to month. But I set up the offices. And when I set up this guy's office, they're called Pearson Smith down south of DC in the Virginia and Maryland areas. He was a rookie. He had been in the industry for 2 years. And I learned about him because he posted this thing right here. And he says, hey, our highest ROI has been the neighborhood flyer. I'm going to be talking about this in just a little bit. This is our number one tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contract. It's a piece of paper. Okay. It's not a Facebook ad. It's not on Google. It's not in the cloud or on AI. It is a simple piece of paper. He folded it. He puts it a little calendar with him and his wife. He even did a little Canva. Here's my Zillow tutorials or Zillow testimonials. And then he puts them in an envelope and he mails them first class to 250 homes. He gets 10 listings from this with an average commission of $17,000. He does say it's $625 spend. 10 times 17 is definitely a pretty good ROI, right? He was a rookie. And I think when I signed that office, it was 300 agents. They now have 1,200 agents, and he's the top 4 agent in that office. And that's why he's written his own book, which I think, Jared, did you buy that on Amazon? Real Estate Rockstars. It's a podcast. Yeah. So I don't know where you buy it. This is in our mastermind group because we've known Dustin for a long time. He's been contributing in our mastermind group. And then part of his book is about us, right? And so we're like, yeah, okay, virtually, right? So that's key. But I want to talk about that letter one more time because somebody was saying that they moved. Was it Kara? Moved from one state to the next? Chup, I don't see any links. Am I sharing my screen? Yeah. Oh, so there is a chat box, and that's where I've sent some links. And what am I trying to show you now? Chris Winstead. Dustin, like I said, we learned about him because of the nearby homeowner letter. We also learned about Chris. So this is Chris posting a video in our group. And he says, I've been farming my own neighborhood for 3 months and I got 5 listings out of it. And I'm posting these videos and I'm using the nearby homeowner letter, right? Now, if you go look in the comments, you'll see a lot of people ask questions. And what he says is, I mail this to people with equity with 5 years more of equity. And when they opt in on the home valuation page, and I'll show you where that is, I hit them up every week with phone calls, letters in the mail, and letters left at the door. This is still relevant. This is still like the number one tool right now in today's market. I want to give you a little background. This guy is married with children. And I don't remember what state he lives in, but he moved to San Antonio, Texas, because his wife's family's there and they want to have their kids all together and stuff like that. So they moved to Texas. He joins a Keller Williams team and starts borrowing listings in his neighborhood because he lives in a nice neighborhood. He's, yeah, I want to own this neighborhood. So he mails out our nearby homeowner letter every 2 weeks to this group of people that he bought from remind.com. And he does a pretty good job, right? He gets a bunch of listings. He had just moved to the area. But one thing that was so impressive is he becomes a top listing agent in that office, one of the top ones, starts his own office. And the very first thing he does is creates a YouTube video on his own channel saying, join me to learn how to customize listings to leads tools to get more listings. He's still got new innovative ways that he's using our stuff. And I'm going to show you what they are today. But what I want to say is the nearby homeowner letter is a great way of getting listings. I also want to show you who was that guy? Brian. Yeah. So Brian also has a team. He has an office in Texas, in the Dallas area. And I set them up, I don't know, about a year ago. And so this video that he put in our mastermind group is actually what he created for his agents to tell his agents, like, hey, this is what's going on with listings to leads. And you should go find it. His name is Brian Matheson. And what he's saying here is he ran an ad on this home, and he said this home was really effective when it was for sale. They generated 114 buyer leads. Now I'm going to show you how to run ads, but of those 114 people, he converted 4 into home purchases. To generate 114 buyer leads in Texas cost about $350. The commission on 4 homes in Texas is probably more than $350, right? So the ROI is there if you're using the tools. The reason he's actually doing this video, though, is that he flipped the home to sold, and he markets as sold. And from one ad for $50, he finds a lead that wants to sell a home for $400 and buy another for $450. So that's $850 in volume from one listing, right? From one ad. So those are the kinds of things you can do with Facebook. And if you like Facebook or you don't like Facebook, that's a totally different matter. If you want leads with name, email, and phone number, Facebook is the place to be focused on. The name of the group is the Listings to Leads Mastermind Group. And the reason you can't find it, Stephanie, is because it is a private group. You can only find it once you're in it. It's like the Fight Club. You got to be in it. And the way you get in it is you talk to the support team. So go to the support page in your account and say, hey, please add me to the mastermind group. Right. Now, Shez, your screen is green. I don't see anything. Everybody else sees something, right? Are you guys, I think you're seeing this. Is sharing my screen. Can everybody see this okay? Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. Okay, Stephanie. All right. So you got to ask the support team. There's 4 pages right here on the bottom left. When you sign up the first time, there's this wizard that kind of gets you through all the setup. Okay. And I'm going to just cover it real fast because the wizard should just get you there, but I want you to know what needs to be turned on. On your profile, there is auto posting. You want to connect all your social media accounts and you want to make sure that this is on and that this box is filled with this text. Usually it is. Now we can auto post free home value landing pages and down payment assistance, or you can turn them off. But you definitely want listings to be auto posted because we put landing pages behind it and you can capture leads for free from your socials. You should also go to your CRM integration and your CRM so we can drop the leads in automatically to you. By default, we email those. Right? Yeah. Yes. So Jared mentioned something that he was confused because there are 2 places to connect socials. There's actually 3, and you need to connect all 3 times. And we should probably do something to make that really clear, but you need to connect 3 times because we're doing a lot of different functions here. So on the profile, you're connecting, and I'll show you where else you're going to connect, right? Let's go do the other things right now. Now, again, this is happening in the wizard. So if you just follow the steps in the wizard and try not to get confused, everything I'm showing you is going to happen, right? And so what we tell you is connect to your socials or your listing automation. We're telling you connect to your ad account so that you can run ads on behalf of your business page on Facebook, right? So that's going there. And then there's this social content, and we ask you again to connect here. And the social content is a totally different deal. Here you connect, we ask you to connect to your socials. We ask how many days a week do you want us to post? I think Tuesday and Saturday is fine, but you can put it 7 days a week. And then there's all these topics, right? There's a lot of like holiday stuff. There's home design stuff. I really only recommend 3 or 4 out of home design. Pick your favorites. Maybe you like some inspirational quote stuff. I like outdoor living, patio stuff, and pick a couple of these things. And also make sure you turn on PDF guides and seller for buyers and for sellers. These guides I'm going to show you in a minute are very useful, and they're auto posted to your socials throughout the year. And we put a landing page behind everyone. So if somebody wants to download one, they just got to give you their contact information. So let's go look at PDF guides and see what we're talking about. I see questions here. Some of my pages were automatically selected, so I had to real estate going wrong. Oh yeah, okay. So click on settings. I'll show you where that is in a moment, Jared. So we're looking at PDF guides. You all have 80 of these in your account. Your colors are going to flow through here, right? Your logo is going to flow through here, and your picture is going to be on every page of these things. 40 are for buyers. There's another 40 for sellers. So if you don't have listings, you can use these to get them out in the market, right? When you click on market, you can see, you can run it on Facebook, on Google. You can share it for free on social media. But don't forget, I told you over here with social content, we can do it for you automatically. There's an e-flyer for your database, which means if you've got a bunch of leads in your CRM, copy it and blast them out there. And then there are print tools, right? Postcards, door hangers, landing pages, all that. A lot of content, a lot of really valuable stuff. I will point out, remember when I was showing you that like Chris, who was in San Antonio, and he said that every time I get a listing lead, I drop something off. He was dropping off these PDF guides. There are 40 of them. He's doing this every week. He's calling them. He's sending them bomb. He's dropping these off with his business card on it, just putting it at the door. These people know that he's working the area. And you got to think about that when you're converting, right? So there's PDF guides. Let's talk about listings. Let's jump up and talk about listings. Let's see here. Whenever an ad would be created. Oh, yeah. Kiara, it's a good question. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back. And that's good. I jumped that. And Kiara has a great question. So whenever an auto post is happening from the social content area, if they'll say on Instagram, click on link in bio, click link in bio. So what is that? Right up here in the social content area is link in bio. And it's what's that thing? It's called not testimonial tree lead. There's another company that does this sort of thing. Ours, you can copy the link right here and put it in your profile. So Kiara, you definitely want to do this. And anybody using our PDF guides on their socials, you want to put this in there because it's always going to say, check out my link in bio. And this is your link. It'll have your picture. It'll have your client review website. It will have a marketing plan, which is really our marketing plan. Every one of your listings are here, right? And I don't know if you know this about Instagram, but there's not a lot of lead capture happening. There's definitely, you can build your networks, but it's very hard to capture leads. I know this because we've been working with them since they began. But if they click on this from Instagram, this will be mobile optimized. And at some point in time, there's going to be some sort of lead capture popping up, right? So you want to take this tool, which also has your PDF guides, which you know are branded to you, and also has our social media content that you turned on, and any of our landing pages that are going to be valuable to you, right? They're all embedded on this link in bio, right? So how do you get it? You go to the social content page, you click on link in bio here, you copy the link here, and you go to your Instagram profile or your TikTok profile and you put it out there, right? All this content is coming from us and all of it has lead gen built into it. Let's jump up. Good question, Kara. Thanks, because I often forget to mention that. How can we connect my L to G, go high level? God, that's a good question. I would ask Willie and Brian about that because they actually have, I don't know if they're a partner of ours. So they must have something there that they're doing. Otherwise, I think inside the profile where it says CRM, I think they have a bridge in Zapier that does that. Will it? Yeah. So here we are on listings. And I want to point out that if you don't have, so the link to bio cannot be automated. The link to bio, it is automated. The content that goes in the link to bio is automated, but you have to physically copy it yourself and put it in your profile. Will this work if I don't have a big following on social media? Yes. We'll talk about that in just a minute. We'll talk about that question. Whenever an ad, do you have a marketing or techniques for agent attraction? Yeah, we do have, I would love to attract agents using L to L. Yeah. a lot of we do have a recruiting platform. You want to email me at Vince@listings to leads. It's recruiting content, talks about our technology and that you're providing that kind of thing to realtors. But like I said, mentioned Dustin Fox earlier in the call. They went from 300 to 1,200. They definitely, I think, what did they say? Th- There's a lot of their agents use it. We also work with an outfit called MVP, and MVP they're in South Florida and they're moving to East Florida. I started these guys with 300 agents. They're like 1,500 agents now. They have their own library. Like they have their own listings to leads video library, and they train on us heavily. And if you join that company, you're going to be learning our platform. And they have said that 100% of their top 10% realtors all use listings to leads because it's so easy and it just multiplies your business. Right. So they heavily train on our stuff. Right. I don't even know if they use our recruiting software, but we do have recruiting software to just automate content, right? Make it easy for you. But they have their own YouTube channel dedicated, it's private and locked up, dedicated to listings to leads. And if you join their outfit, you've got to learn what they're teaching. And they definitely are. So let's go to listings and let me make clear. If you don't have your own listings, you can grab a listing. Maybe you've got a colleague and you want to. And this is what the story with Chris Winstead. He moved from out of state, moves in his neighborhood, wants to market listings in his neighborhood. He borrowed them from the agents in his office. You just drop in the zip code and MLS ID and it pulls it in. You might be doing an open house for somebody. Same thing. Add it right here. You might be signing up and you don't have any listings because you sold your listings like last month or 2 months ago. Add the property as sold so that you can market it as sold and get more listings with it. I'm going to show you the nearby homeowner letter that you use on this, and you get more listings that way too. So all that being said, your listings hit this page and I'm click on this one that's just listed. Here are all the tools that we're doing automatically for you, right? Facebook ads, free social media posts. And I want to answer because somebody had a question. What if I don't have a lot of people following me? And that makes sense. I know there's some agents that have 500 people following them. I know there's some agents that have 100 and some that have 3,000 people following on social media. When we click here, and I think this is just pointing to our LinkedIn channel. We're auto posting to your social media, and it should have a photograph of it. Yeah, this is LinkedIn. And when you click on this, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter or X or wherever, it's going to drive them to a page like this, right? And this page is going to capture leads. But I want to talk about Facebook because when you put something on Facebook and it doesn't matter whether we do it or you do it by hand, only 5% of your followers are going to see what you put there. And you need to be really aware of that. So this is our listings to leads business page. Okay. And we've got about 13,000 people following this. So you would think if we put something on this page, 13,000 people would see it, but that's not the case. It's like a couple hundred people see it. Now, why is that? That's because Facebook is a business. And what does every good business want? More money. So their algorithms are designed to suppress your post. Doesn't matter what cool stuff you found and you're sharing. Only 5% of the people who are following your page are going to see your stuff on Facebook. So you don't need to have a lot of people on that because social media auto posting, it's cool, but that's not going to change the needle on your business. It's not going to get you up to the next level. That's where ads come in. So when we're social media auto posting, I think it's great to say, hey, when you list with me, I can post on Facebook, on X, on LinkedIn. I create a virtual tour and put it on YouTube and Instagram. And that's great, right? You don't have to say, I don't get a whole lot of leads from there. You don't have to say, hey, anytime you put your listing in my system, or if I list with you, I can get a lot of people who want to buy your home. That's why they're listing with you. And now I'm clicking on Facebook and Instagram. It doesn't if you have 20 people following, if you connected your Facebook page, it's going to say you, whatever, Rockstar Realtor here. And all you have to do is click this button that says create ad. And this is going to get leads for you with name, email, and phone number pre-populated from the Facebook profile. So let me stop there and take a breath so that we all understand this one. There are a lot of tools that we create that will offer information. Okay. And that information, and it will be in the form of a landing page or a single property website or whatever. But when you get there, it's going to say, can we have your name and email and phone number? And if you ask people to type in their phone number online, it doesn't really work that well. A lot of people will leave. If you require it, they almost 99% of people will leave. Like we see lead gen drop to zero. You can try it. That is the case. But if you want leads and name, email, and phone number, if you use our Facebook software, it's pre-populated from their profile. Nobody's typing it in. And the answer is, do you want the information? And there's only one answer. Yes. That's why you need, if you want leads that you can convert, you want leads with phone numbers, not just email addresses. And that's where Facebook ads become so valuable. And that's why I was showing you Brian's call earlier from Conroe, Texas, generates 114 leads and converts 4, right? Generates a few leads on the seller side and converts 1. If you're texting, and I can tell you, I know Brian, he texts those leads until they're ready to talk. That's why he's converting at a much higher rate, right? The average, I think the typical realtor will call a lead once, and that might be it. Do you recommend boosting a video or running an ad with a drone video? Yeah, I do. Yeah. So that's a good time for this question. So as I was mentioning, running an ad, there are some simple things to do. You could just click on Facebook and Instagram up there and click create an ad here. So let's talk about how to customize. You could just click in this box over here and say whatever you think is compelling that you don't see, right? Great schools, new granite kitchen, whatever, right? You could just put that and that's going to be seen on the ad. Another important thing, especially for people in the southern states, is you might want to market. I was just talking to a lady in Florida and she was from Buffalo, right? Buffalo, New York. So I was showing her, here's how you can run this ad so that when you get those leads, you can say, hey, I'm from Buffalo. Was that cool restaurant there? This and that. You can develop that kind of connection right away. You can do that sort of thing. But here's another thing, because somebody asked, can I put a video in here? And videos can be really cool. They actually drop the cost of your lead, so they can be very cool. I don't know if I put a drone video unless you're talking on top of it, but I do want to point out here that if you click change image and video, you can upload your video here. And you can also choose multiple photographs for well, not and, but or. And I'm going to choose just a couple here in the kitchen, this, and insert. You can do maximum 5 photos. And this creates a carousel ad. Okay. And if you feel like, oh, I don't want the bathroom here, I want this here, and I want the kitchen up front, and I want the pool in the back, but you get it, right? That's what you do. And now people can see the multiple aspects of the home, and this ad's going to work better for you. Now, if you have a video, you could have uploaded it on that previous page, and that would replace all these photos, and you'd have a video running. So that can work really well. Like a drone video, is this a drone video, Isabel, for a home that you're doing? Because that could be awesome. But I do think of drone videos in terms of areas. And you might want to do that on a home value add for a community. That's right. Yes. Yeah. So yes, you can run that kind of, and that's what, let me go back here to here and talk about this. They're cool. I think drones are super cool. Right. But I also think there are things you can do with our system, and there are things that you can think of. You can just imagine it yourself. Even Scott sent some idea to me last night and he's, oh, what do you think? and I just don't know. We agree that it wasn't really a great idea, but now he's thinking about it. I'm telling you that is, let's see, it's because of this guy, Chris. This is a really strong video here. It's him giving you a market report. He's talking about what's been going on in the neighborhood, and you know this story, right? Now, YouTube, like drone videos, how generic are they? Are you talking on top of that video? That could be value, right? But all I'm kind of saying is we make it easy for you to do things on Facebook, like incredibly easy, and Google. But even though you can imagine it, it's maybe not going to work, right? And so if you're doing something super out of the box, reach out to me. I'm Vincent Listings to Leads. This lady who I was talking to, she's has a permission to market homes, new construction homes in Florida. And I guess they're spec homes. They will build homes on your property. This is her value prop, right? We'll build on your lot. That's a very unique story. And it's not dead on what we're doing here with our clients, but still it's totally possible. I said, go create a landing page and go run it out on Facebook and target those people up in Buffalo. That's going to work. So let's keep going down. I want to just point out, we create short form video strips. If you like to do chatting on the video and putting it on socials, single property websites, virtual tours, awesome open house marketing system, mobile optimized sign-in forms for the actual event. But I want to point out the nearby homeowner letter and talk a little bit about this. Remember in the mastermind group, Dustin Fox and this guy and Pat Motley, they're all using this letter, right? They're getting it in their market. And these guys have all been doing it for a while, right? We launched a partnership with a company called Express Copy a couple of years ago. And Scott and I were super excited because it takes our number one tool and makes it easy. And, you know, who doesn't want things to be easy? And so if I click on print and email, I can click get marketing list and I can say, send this in a 1 or 2 mile radius, or you decide, to homeowners with more than 6 years equity. Express Copy, you download it, you fold it, and you mail it to these people. This is like a 15-second exercise. Very easy, $185, but it gets the number one tool out there, right? Now, when I was mentioning Pat Motley and I showed you that she handwrites this stuff, that takes more time, costs a little less money, but she has 8 listings from that. And that's from 200 pieces. So if you mailed 200 pieces this way, and she's doing 100 just listed and 100 just sold, it would cost you $360. I don't know if you're going to get 8 listings from that. If you do, fantastic. The only thing I don't like about Express Copy, and this is the only thing, is those envelopes are white envelopes and they look like they're computer kind of bulk mail, right? In contrast, Pat's handwriting these things. And so you're getting more opens with a handwritten envelope. This is a great, easy way to get our number one tool out there. Definitely use it. If you have a sold property, mail our sold postcards. We even have, what is this EDM? I forget what that stands for, but we even have them formatted for EDM, right? And you can mail them. If you look at these, there are call to actions on the front with a QR code and a website, and on the back, get your free home value. So lots of lead capture, even with our print stuff. Let's take some questions. I'm going to jump into the ad section. Let's go see here. Can you please share your email address? I'm Vince at listingstoleads.com. Here, I'll write it. Everybody can have it here. And if you have questions, let me know. Vince at Listings, just like our website. And there you go. And let's see if we have other questions here. Will I be able to see this? Yes, this is recorded and this will be on our YouTube channel, which I'm going to resend to everybody since you're asking. This call and all the calls that I do are on this page. So definitely you want to get familiar with that. Yeah, I think so. You featured a model home. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you're doing new constructions, that's what I think. That's the slam dunk. Let me speak to that. We're going to talk about ads now. And so when this lady was talking to me about working with a lot of our clients, a lot of agents like you work with builders, and maybe they're not sitting in their office, but they'll come up to them and say, hey, can I market your homes and get buyers and get paid? And the answer is typically yes. If that's the case, I would tell you, go add the listing the model home on the listings page and then run ads with it right here on the ads page. You can create a listing ad on your home and leave it on lead ads. This is where we get name, email, and phone number pre-populated from the profiles, and click create an ad. This is the fastest, easiest way to get buyer leads. Just no way around. There's nothing more effective, honestly, to get leads with name, email, and phone number than a Facebook ad. And you don't need thousands of people because it's going to go show up in front of thousands of people just by clicking this green button. Now, I showed you a couple minutes ago how to customize that, but I do want to point out buyer leads on average cost $3 each here in the US. So if you're running a $35 ad, you divide that by 3, you can expect around 11 or 12 leads. If you want more leads, you could change that. Let's change it to $350. I know nobody's going to want to do $350, but remember that call I did with Brian and he generated 114 leads and converted 4? He had to spend around $350 to do that. He has an office. He's got a lot of agents and he needs them to have business. He's putting more money into his ads. But you as a single agent have to think of this. Online leads for our clients convert between 1% and 5%. 5% are people who really have a serious strategy for converting leads. 1 is people that are basically looking. 1% are agents that are doing basic work to convert. And you can. Dustin, the guy I showed you who wrote the book we were talking about earlier, he converts at 1%. He's got a team. Maybe they can improve that number. Who knows? Got a lot of clients that convert at 5 and 4. It's just what's your conversion process? But the point is, if it's 1% that you're converting and you want 100 leads, it's going to cost probably around $350. I think you should start with $35 leads or $50 ads. If you got a super awesome home, I had a lady who was in the Washington, D.C. area. I got this $2 million property. And I said, do you do that all the time? Is that? And she goes, no, this is like the biggest, amazing. I said, if I were you, I would put $100 on that ad. And I would expand the radius so that everybody around DC knows that you're handling that kind of property, right? And I would suggest that to you as well, right? If you're doing a mobile home, you don't really care. You just got to advertise and you want to get it sold, right? If you're doing some fixture, that might not be. But if you got a really elegant home, you want to tell plenty of people that's the kind of work you're doing. And so that's when you start putting in a higher budget. Or if you just want more leads, you put in a higher budget, right? There are other kind of ads that you can run as well. Remember I mentioned those PDF guys and there were 80 and you can do it for buyers or for sellers. You don't even need a listing on this. You just choose whichever one you want and you run the ad. These leads cost more typically than the listing ads, right? So if you're focused on getting sellers, there are 40 of these that people can download as soon as they give you their information. Here's 12 mistakes to avoid. You click create an ad. It will say lead ads and you say yes. And all you got to do is click publish. I think you do have to type in the town, right? Wherever you are, right? And that's how that works, right? Boom, publish. Nice and easy, nice and easy. These do cost more. There's usually around $10 each. But I do want to point out that a great way of getting listing leads is running sold and pending ads. If your home is under contract or pending or sold, the call to action is saying that's going to affect your home value. So leave it here on lead ads so that you get name, email, and phone number. And that guy, again, Brian from Texas, he did exactly this. He didn't change anything, didn't type in there. He didn't customize nothing. Boom, publish. That's how he got 850 in volume from one $50 ad. Okay. Now that's really, honestly, that's lucky, but I guarantee you he's continually doing this because he's getting a lot of leads. And that's what you got to do. You got to consistently hit. Is there retargeting? Yeah. Actually, I didn't jump into that. Can I schedule various of my own post campaigns? Yes, you can schedule that. I think if you go to the ad section, there's a couple things here in settings. And one is, there was a question here that somebody said, it might have been Jared, like it was going from one page. He wanted it to be on a certain page, but it was going on a different page. If you go to settings on Facebook, hopefully all of your business pages are showing here and you put it on the right one. Okay. That's how you hit the right way. Now, somebody just asked about retargeting. So when you come here the first time to this page, it's going to say connect to Facebook. Okay. And you click and it's okay, connect to Facebook, your name and your business page. Boom. And then there'll be this, if you can see this kind of little bit of a green message here, there'll be a yellow one and it says, click here to accept the custom audience terms. And you got to click there. And unfortunately, it's really, we've done it so poorly that you have to really read it. And there's a link buried in the text, but just hit that link and that takes you to Facebook. And there's this big long page of terms and conditions, but there's one button at the top that says approve. Click approve, come back here and refresh this page. And that message will say activate retargeting. And that is what Ron is asking about, right? And once you've done that, tells us listings to leads, take all of your leads that you're capturing from us. It doesn't matter if you're doing it in print, in email, on Facebook, on Google, on Instagram, it doesn't matter. Load them to your Facebook account as 3 separate files. And let's do a landing page and I'll show you when this can be relevant. I'm doing a home valuation landing page in Miami. I create an ad and I can go. So what we're doing, normally you type in Miami, but we can go here and we can say, hey, I want my seller audience. And you can actually, with that blue button that said create ads, let's see if I can get us here. When you get to this page, there's a blue button at the top that says create audience. And this is really important. You want to create an audience for at least your number one farm market, if not all of your farm market. Because if you have a list of people with equity, and you can buy that from Remine or RedX or listsource.com or Coal Resource, Coal Information, but you can use this button right here that says create audience. And you can call it whatever you want, right? You can call it Miami Homeowners, right? And upload it. It has to look like this is a format. It will live inside your Facebook account. It won't live on listings to leads. And then you can target those people in the future when you're running ads in your farm market. And also, if you're an agent with like thousands of leads, some agents have 2 or 3 or even 10,000 leads. I recommend exporting those leads and uploading them and just call it my old leads, right? And put them there. And that way you can target these people, because converting leads requires multiple touches. And so if you've got a drip campaign going on in your CRM and you're calling them and you're running ads in front of them, that's better than most agents are doing, right? So the short answer is create the custom audience. That way, and this is where I talk about it. When you watch my class for Top Tools for More Listings, I tell you that if you are running an ad and you're in a dense state, like a dense area where your town is here and the next town is right next door, and you drive 10 more miles and there's another town, that's a problem. Targeting on Facebook is really a challenge, right? That's the problem. So you would think type in Columbus, but if you instead said Columbus Homeowners because you uploaded that, that's how you would really get huge value when you're running this kind of ad. If you're running an ad, you don't need to worry about a custom audience. If you're running an ad for just sold or a PDF guide, you don't need to worry about it. You could just type in the location. But if you are trying to say, hey, what is your home worth in Raleigh, North Carolina, or in Raleigh, actually, you might do, because I think it's more open. But if you're in Naples or if you're in Sarasota, you got places all around you, right? If you're in Orlando, you got places you're butted up right next to other towns. I'm in California. I guarantee you can't barely drive anywhere without the next town being right in front of you. So when I run an ad in Orinda with 22,000 people, because there's all these cities around, like 1 million people that don't live in Orinda. And that's what doesn't work. Right. And that's how that's why I was saying earlier, like we can functionally do things. We can help you run ads in no time flat, a couple clicks, but you have to think about what you're trying to do. And so if you're going to run an ad and you haven't done it before and you want to email me and ask me, Vincent Listings to Leads, I'll answer a question for you right away. This is how you do it. That's my story, guys. Any questions? Now, I do want to point out, I'm going to remind everybody that Lead Gen Webinar is where you sign up for classes. And I've already sent you the YouTube channel. I would definitely go there. I'm going to be on vacation starting this week. And so I won't be doing a class on Thursday and I won't be doing any classes next week, but then I'll be back in September and then we get going. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Tanika. Yeah, we do a whole heck of a lot. And most agents, they don't even scratch the surface. And that's the point of this class. I definitely, one thing before we go, if you are still here in the GoToMeeting chat panel, there's all these buttons and one of them says more. Open up more. And there is a tab there that says materials. Please download both of these and print them. Facebook and Google Ads lists the kinds of ads you can run on Facebook and Google. And whether you want buyers or sellers, it makes it very clear. And Top Tools for More Listings lists all the tools that get more listings. We talked about a couple today, but there are a lot of tools that get listings here. And if you want more listings, print these things up and have them on your desk so that you make sure and hit those things up. Yeah. So go to the webinar chat. There's like a navigation bar. There's a button there that says more with 3 dots on it. Click that and then click materials and download the 2 flyers. And everybody should have these on their desk because you should be, if you're in real estate, you should be running at least one ad every week on Facebook. If you're spending $200 a month, and this is what I normally tell like green rookie agents that have no budget and no branding, run one ad a week on Facebook for $50. That's $200 a month. You'll get between 50 and 75 leads, but for $200, probably 10,000 people are going to see your business page. Now, I don't know where you are, right? But you're probably competing against 5, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 agents. And if you're a rookie agent, God bless you. The only people who know that you're a realtor are your friends and family. If you want to expand your audience, Facebook is definitely the way to go. And the other flyer there of Top Tools for More Listings, some of you might want listings. It's best that you use our top tools, right? So I don't see any more questions. Thanks for joining me here today. If you have any questions, I can hang out for a couple more minutes. Don't forget to ask our support team to get you in the mastermind group. And check out the names Pat Motley. And do I recommend posting to IG? Yeah, I do. I recommend social media auto posting to IG because I don't recommend putting in a lot of effort. I don't see a lot of lead capture happening there. I just don't. Okay. Do you see a button that says more, Christian? You're looking for a section that's called materials. And however you get there, that's what you're looking for. Boosting a video on IG. Oh, I don't know. I don't think you can capture leads very well, Isabel. I think it's good to increase your network. People like video and they might follow you. Earlier in the call, I mentioned that we have a social media content there. And I didn't mention it. I just said, turn it on and make sure you choose these things. But I have clients telling us their networks are increasing. The followers on Instagram are increasing because people like the content. It's just colorful and conversational. Also, if you are using Google Business Page and we're auto posting there, it's increasing the SEO of your Google Business Page. So you want to be using that. If you use a saved audience, are they the only ones who can see the ad? Yes. Yeah. And I want to point out, let's go back. That's right. It's totally right. So here I got a seller audience down here, right? And let's just say it's in Miami. So I type in Miami. You don't want to do what I am doing right now. You don't want to say, hey, I want that and that. It's either a location or this. Okay. You got it, Christian? Good. Yeah. Don't use a location where you're using a custom audience. And the other thing, Robert, is they have to be that person on that list has to be on during this 7-day period. That's how they're going to see it. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Tanika. Okay. Any other questions? Don't forget, our support team is down here. And I guess you can call them, but half the people who try to call them get to me. I don't know why it's so difficult. But anyway, if you put your question right there in that box that I'm blinking on the center of that page, the whole support team watches that and they will respond. Right. And if there's a link of something that's not working, you can paste it there. You can upload a photograph and screenshot if you got it. And they are super helpful. Also, one other thing, I don't talk about it too much. There's a tab over here called success stories. And sometimes we don't really want to watch an hour-long video to learn, but you might want to go scan these things because this guy right here is telling you, like, I ran an ad on Google with this PDF guide and I got a listing. I got a lead that turned into a listing. And if you keep going through this, you're going to hear how people are using our various tools to get more business. And maybe that'll help you. See, I wanted to ask that for months. Okay, I'm glad you got that answer. Let's see. Did I forget anything else? Follow-ups, leads. Oh, I want to say two things. And then if you have questions, let me know. And I think I might have said this, I've been talking all day. So everything that we did, I was clicking through all these pages right here. And there's a lot of things. And some things are right up and some things are 3 pages deep. But this dashboard, we're working on it every day right now. Make these dashboards the place where you can do everything. And I want you to concentrate on these 2 tabs, generate seller leads or generate buyer leads. Okay. Because it's your decision. What do you want? Do you want buyers or sellers? If you want sellers, everything is going to be teed up right here. If you want to create an ad on Facebook or Google, the kinds of ads the examples of the ads will be right here. So that you can say, oh, I want a home value ad, or I want a PDF guide ad, or I want a landing page, or I got a sold property. It's going to be related. What's going to help you get listings? It's going to be right here in front of you. If you got listings that are sold, and right, this one's pending. So this is why I know it's not fully ready, because this pending listing or this sold one, these are definitely, you want to run ads. So those are going to be up here ready for you to run ads right there. But even right now, you could click right here and say, oh, that's going to take me to the marketing section where I can run ads. But everything is going to be right there on that page, including seller landing pages and including our PDF guide. So I took you through all these tabs over here, but in the future, you'll be able to come here and focus on sellers or buyers. Okay. And lastly, your leads are right here on this page and we email them to you. And I also told you can have them dropped into your CRM. But I want you to keep your eyes open for this because you're going to see something called power calling. And we're basically going to be teeing up your top leads, and top meaning they're interacting with our follow-ups. And you're going to know if they're the top buyer leads or the top seller leads. And we're going to make it easier for you to log your actions and your activities to help you convert those leads. Okay. So it's almost like a soft CRM. We don't want to be a CRM, but we definitely want to help our clients convert leads. And so that's why this lead section is going to be beefed up and made more powerful for you. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. Enjoy the rest of summer. I'll be back in September. I'm Vince at Listings to Leads. If you've got questions, you can ping support or you can ping me. I'll be here for a couple more days. All right. And then I'll be back in September. Thanks, everybody.